What's up, bros, hoes, and gigolos, my friends? Let's get into what the heck is happening in the United States stock market and the best stocks to trade for tomorrow and the coming week. In today's video, we're going to go over some day trades, some swing trades, and see really how to dominate this coming week. As you can see here on the QQQs, we are setting up for a breakout, a range day. The market was very tight today. There was almost no range at all intraday, but that's a bullish thing. When you get this overbought, you want to see this kind of consolidation. And frankly, the choppier and tighter the day is, the more explosive it can be. So if you look at the QQQs, I mean, this was just a cluster of, I don't even know. It was a sausage party, that's for sure, right? Like, it's like, oh, here we're breaking the range. Oh, we're not. Hey, we're breaking down. No, we're breaking the range. Oh, we're not. Oh, hey, we're breaking the range. Oh, we're not. You know, and that's that's the definition of chop, right? But I wouldn't consider these really range breaks anyways. You know, we're still under, right, the levels from over here. And so really till we kind of clear 84, and then we'll get back into this suction zone. So we're just in a little bit of a chop zone, okay? When you look at the QQQs, if you're a day trader, when you're a day trader, you want to always play when you're released, meaning you're up in air and there's nothing on top, or you're right at support and you have demand flowing in. If you're right in the middle, you're the penis in between us, right? You're in the back seat of your buddy's Volkswagen, right in the middle. You're not left nut, you're not right nut, you're right in the middle. And for a tall guy like myself, I mean, it's a very uncomfortable thing. We don't want to do it. So we had tight range. Guys, the ATR on the QQQs is $8, but look at how much movement there was. $2 worth of movement. I can't remember the last time I saw a $2 ATR on the QQQs. It's a rare bird, but I do consider it bullish overall to have a little bit of a rest. That's just the way it goes. Now, the SPY here, same type of thing. We broke out the all-time highs, and now we're just flagging out and building out and retesting, and we're going to have to churn out some sellers and buyers, and that's just the kind of spin cycle that has to happen. But, you know, if you didn't know this was the market, you just saw that this was a stock, you would say, wow, that's a good-looking stock. It's a cup and handle or something along that end, right? In terms of traditional technical analysis, it looks fantastic. If you look at the IWM, you know, you had this push. Now, it's not going to break out here. Why can't it break out? Why would it have been very, very rare to break out up here? Well, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days into resistance. Guys, resistance tends to resist when you're extended going into it. If you coil up right under resistance, that's a breakout. But what happens is when you run hot into resistance, then resistance actually resists, and you know, you get these kind of things. Now look, I would say it's a very orderly pullback, right? We got a declining volume, you got a down 0.37%. Like, these aren't like, it didn't drop 2% today, 3% today, right? We're down half a percent basically, and a 0.5%. That's orderly to me. On lighter volume, and you're working off this overbought condition, this is all you can ask for as a trader. We're setting up for a run. Let's get into the watch list. I'll keep this short and sweet. I have a mixture of day trades and swing trades that we need to be mindful of. You know, in this market, you don't want to day trade and swing trade in the same account if you're trading less than, let's say, $100,000, all right? You don't want to day trade and swing trade the same account because you'll get cross currents and you'll have trouble tracking your results and your feelings, right? Because your swings might be stagnating, but your day trades are up, and then you're having trouble with this. I used to do this all the time. I would swing trade and day trade in the same account, so my swings would go down a couple G's that day, but my day trades would be up a couple thousand. I'd be like, fuck, I didn't make any money. Shit, I'd force the issue. But in reality, these are two separate buckets, right? Just like if you had a 401k and it was down for the day, you wouldn't consider it a loss, right? If your day trading was good. Well, that's what happens when you're kind of mixing and matching. So don't cross swords. It's fun when you're a kid, but, you know, it's creepy as an adult. You know, we just don't want to do it anymore unless, you know, obviously it's a great party. But don't cross swords. Don't mix swing and day. But I'm going to give you both. always keep 2 accounts, right? And if you are low on capital, then, right, you have IRAs, 401ks, you swing trade in those, and then you day trade in the other. Right? I believe personally that day trading is how you make income, how you pay the bills, and then your swing trading and position trading is how you grow wealth, right, over time in compounding returns, all right? Now, let's take a look at the watch list. I'm going to put a couple small bombers on here that are like maybe not too wild. They can actually be traded. Frankly, I took a couple today myself. We were trading NNE and some stings today, and they move pretty good right now. Everything is moving very clean. So you got test. We got a little trend line break over here, but I think this like 680 is going to be a big spot. If you get a weak open on this in a red to green, I think this is, right up our alley for a trade tomorrow. Lows, right? You got flat top breakout setting up here. It's a multi-year breakout, with the Fed cutting rates. You treat this like a home builder stock. We also got a hurricane coming, right? There's going to be, if this thing is looking like it's coming right on my keister, right? We're going to be all living at Lowe's as we rebuild our homes. So Lowe's, very, very good. Home Depot's got the exact same look. I just like this one slightly better. CEG had a little bit of a reversal candle today, right? So after this big extension, it's up 100 points. It's a freaking utility, right? Had a reversal candle today. Watch for a small green open tomorrow. We short it for a green to red. I think long-term these are probably still good plays, but, I think that was probably the grand finale for it. Costco here, right? This 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 920. I think on 917, I think on this one you go like maybe the 940, 940 calls. Or you could do 930, maybe 935, something along that end. Whichever one has like a decent amount of liquidity around here. Go about $10 out, $15 out. The calls move great. Like if Costco rips tomorrow 20 points, like these calls will be printing if it breaks down. You got 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests of resistance. It's ready to party. ZM, great looking name. Maybe a little bit more of a swing trade. And why is it a swing trade versus day trade? First of all, you could day trade this, it's fine. Like it moves more than enough. But I think of it as swing trade because to get it to like 72, it's probably not going to do that in a day, right? It's going to be like kind of like, I think it tends to move like that. The ATR on this is 1.36, so $1.36. So to get it to, say $4 or something, it's going to take 3-4 days, right? In general. It did have okay enough range today, but, it's light on liquidity, 2.5 million shares, and then it's a little bit low ATR, but it just looks fantastic. You got to love the volume pattern and their overall look and beaten down name. I think this has got a good look to it. If we look at like maybe a little bit more of an hourly chart, you can see like this kind of zone that you're clearing out, this kind of W pattern, which is, your classic, right, old school bottoming pattern. Love it. ARM. You got a nice flag developing here. Let me go to a little bit cleaner chart here. So you got the push up here. And then you got nice tightness of range here right over the 50-day moving average and the 9 EMA. If it kind of comes out of this zone, I think you could go and look. Semiconductors are all looking a little bit good. Not great, but they're looking like they're coiled up for possibly a move out of range. They've been resting for quite a few months now, right? Like TSM topped out in first week of July. We're coming into October pretty much. We've been consolidating for a period of time. AVGO, I've been talking about this one for a little bit of time, right? This one's also coming out of range. And so you got this kind of big 4 or 5 month basing. So keep an eye on ARM. I think that it moves the best out of the group. It's got the best ATR, I think. Broke its flag today. You can see here on the hourly chart, had a good close on it. A weak open on this. Like if it opens up, say 2075, 2080, we're scooping that thing, preempting the red to green, and we're partying. MU, I think this is bottomed out, double bottom, breaking over the bone zone here. You've got yourself a nice doohickey here. You've retraced 50% of its overall move. You can see here on the hourly, you got just a lot of good stuff happening. It really absorbed pretty well at that 86. When you start testing it and testing and testing it, it doesn't break down. It gets defended. And you could even see in the action, like every time it come there, it'd be like, right, pop right back the next day. That's what you want to see. If these semiconductors move, then this is the best out of the breed. You got a flag pattern here over the 9 EMA and a breakout, right? This is your kind of your classic cup and handle play. Also, that's kind of just a good look to it. Not a huge volume place. You can't take much size in it. You know, you'd probably do max maybe 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, but probably even less than that. Vista, look at this thing. This thing was $70. It's got the 120. It's a 50% plus gain. You're up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days in a row. I get it. This Microsoft news is nice and all this kind of stuff. I do think that the sector overall is also a big trender. But this is an exhaustion today, probably an exhaustion move today. Let's see. And the dip got bought up on this pretty good, man. The dip got bought up on this pretty good. But, man, you gap up, let's double top this thing at 114 or something like that. Even if it blows up and does maybe a failed move, we're coming in hot on this. It's got great liquidity, 15 million shares. When you got that kind of liquidity, you can really goose up the size on it if you need to. This is top of the list, I think. FSLR, you had the range break and then it kicked out. And what I mean by kicked out is, look, sometimes if you range break and you're up 3 days in a row, you'll kind of wick out and then retest into the 9. And then all the breakout traders, they got to sell it because, you're kind of so far away from the 9. You'll end up selling it on support, basically, or stopping out. And then it kind of kicks into the 9 EMA, and then wham, that dip gets bought up. That's why a lot of times even good trend traders always hit on the pullback post-breakout. It just keeps you away from that kind of shakeout. Me, I'll just hit it both times, freaking hit it here. Take some profit, get stopped out, reload, that kind of thing. But I'm a degenerate for life, This is a good setup, man. When you get that kick out on the failed play, it traps everybody in, and then wham. I love this one. Net range break here, big range break here. Nice, nice move today. You got a good spot on this. It had a decent enough trend on it. Got a good look to it, I think, if it can come out of here. Let's add that one. And then cores. If Bitcoin stays up here and it kind of keeps creeping up, you got a flag pattern on this one. Looks great. Oh, and this one I would keep tucked in. It's not ready for tomorrow because it's up too many days in a row. But look at the range break on this one on a longer-term basis. I mean, it's just fantastic, right? That's just a big, big, big base. Beautiful. Now, it's up 5 days in a row, and it's breaking the top of the Bollinger Band, so it needs to pull back. But it probably will tomorrow if it gaps up. And then, once it pulls back, I think it's going to give a good entry. So it's not ready for tomorrow. I want to add this for a swing trade if I can get it. I need it on a dip because I had a bunch of alerts set on it and somehow I did not get them. It's got a similar setup to the Zillow swing trade, right? I never got my second ad on this. I added over here and the risk was tiny. Then I couldn't find a secondary entry on this thing. It's a good look, though, and we'll see. If it starts to marinate at the 9, I'll probably maybe add a little dollop to it. Guys, hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I love you. Peace in the middle.